right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, I just got movement on MOU. I'm going to go email thing. Feel free to move on without me as I ignore and type.
Let's see. Yep.
Sorry, I'm here. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm adding new
Hi.
columns.
I thought everyone was muted there. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Never mute.
It's so weird
I
when
live to
David's
mute life.
background is gone, and then it's like the real, what's really outside.
There's a real world there. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What happened to the background there? How's everyone doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm adding more columns. I feel that's exciting. I'll show you.
That's very
It's brilliant. Just
Oh, Lily's here.
columns, very exciting. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, Lily. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Good. Every time I ask someone how they're doing, it's just
We
silent.
survived.
We made it
Yeah.
this far, right? Okay, so how are we doing on the 209? How are we doing on the TRO? Maybe Michelle, do you want to? Are you okay to run this meeting? I don't have.
Sure. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
basically
I'm
asking
okay.
people about blocks.
I mean,
Yeah.
fill in where. Yeah. I mean, I could go around robin, but first I'll report my thing about the 209. Maybe that's the wrong way to go about it, but the child support, whatever it's called, should be ready for stitching. It was a bit unexpectedly, just a bit disorganized. Though I'm not,
Okay.
I did it, so I'm not a lawyer, and it's a little, whether the flow is correct is a different question. So how are other people doing on, first the TRO, how's the TRO going? There was a cover sheet. Have there been addenda made for it, that kind of thing? Or does it not need addenda?
It doesn't need
I don't think it
Quentin,
needs
call
any
on you.
addenda.
but I know of Quentin. Maybe you could. No. But
I don't
it does
think
need
it
the
does.
cover sheet.
What does it have left? Okay. What's
What does the
left
cover
that
sheet have
folks have
left?
to? Yeah. What does everything have left? Like what is remaining? Because I thought I saw some. Maybe that was old, but I thought I saw some places where language hadn't been finalized yet.
So on the TRO, are you talking about like
Yeah.
TK definition thing? Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
actually
that
made a
kind of
flag of it. Thanks for bringing that up. There was something on one of the screens, one of the early screens that said definition required or definition needed. Part of the actual things. I don't know, Quentin, do you? Is my internet connection really bad?
That sounds like a regression. I'm curious how that happened.
Your video is really
Sounds
bad,
like-
so you might want to
Mine.
go ahead. Sorry.
Everyone's video is really
I'm just
bad
going to turn my
for me,
video
too.
off.
Okay, Maeve.
I'm just going to turn my video off just
Is
so
my
I can
video
fix
really
everything. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Quentin,
I
you're
was
not
having
moving
problems.
from
Everyone's
the-
really choppy for me.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Okay, let's
I just turned off my
let's
HD
stop
video.
the videos. Oh,
Okay.
that is
Stop videos.
a bit better. It's still
Alright.
a little stuck. Yeah, no videos.
Yeah, what's up with
Oh,
it?
that's so sad.
Everyone was looking okay for me.
Doing on a purple line. Okay.
I don't want to be the only one on video.
You can be alone, David.
David's there.
I'm doing an email.
It's like all of a sudden being in a room and all the
I'll join you
lights
on
get
video.
turned off, isn't it?
I'll look like an idiot. I'm just gonna
Caroline,
get
it's
pictures of me with
exactly
my
like
eyes half
that.
shut.
It's
Anyway,
exactly. So that
Where
cover,
is
so
everybody?
that definition. Okay, so that definition, that's something that needs to be looked at. Quentin, I can send you that page. Would it be best for me to copy the link to do a bug report, or like how would you want me to send that to you?
It sounds like it's the wrong version of the package that I hope they're not other things that are different. Let's see.
If that was the only thing that it could
where
be
is-
different, but I think that was the only thing that I could. I'm going to pull it up quickly.
What was, okay, yeah, if you can, I'm just looking at it now on the live site. I don't see anything that says TK definition, but it could be that was it like behind a help button, or is
Maybe
it
it
on
wasn't
the
there. Oh
main
yeah,
screen?
here. Okay. So basically, I'm going to share my screen quickly. So here, that means. Can
Yeah,
everybody see that?
so that's
or-
not, oh, you're running it from
Is that?
a playground. That's not the
I
latest
got here
version of
through
that code for sure, but let's
mass
see.
access.
Through mass access?
Oh well, then maybe that's been fixed then.
No, it's definitely not through mass
Whenever
access.
you open mass access,
That's
then it
the dev
opens.
site.
Okay. Okay, well then that's fine. Then that's been fixed.
I'm wondering if there are
So
other
that's the
changes. So like I know
non-issue.
one
What
problem
isn't?
that I probably fixed at the same time was the validation was wrong for, like it wouldn't let you just put in other breach of client enjoyment. It required.
Oh yeah. That was something that I
Anyway,
noticed to be fixed.
hopefully you're testing the right.
But that has been fixed, Quentin.
That was fixed, yeah. So there might have been other
That was
things
fixed.
that
Yeah,
you're
I
testing
noticed
that are
that in
different,
the
but I
through the
know we have
testing.
that code.
Like, okay, well look, maybe.
No, it
I
wasn't.
don't
It
know
was
how to
before you
check. Like,
started
I'm sure it's
testing.
fine now.
I looked at that. I just did it one run through before we started testing. So if you found that in the testing, maybe somewhere the links
Maybe
are
when I was-
wrong that are being sent out for.
Maybe is there a way that you could just send us the most recent link or the link that we should be working off? Or is it the one that we can access through mass access?
Let me check something. So if it's on the dev server, it's possible. It's the one from mass access is good for now, but pretty soon we're going to have to start testing, actually sending to the court. So it may be good to have protocols of having the testing go on the dev server. I say that. I guess I don't know.
I think I like the idea of testing on the dev server.
And then on the dev server, we can make sure it
Okay.
never actually
I
sends
don't
an
know what
email
that-
to the court. That'll be a good safety thing.
See, look, I'm using the
and how do
right
we
video.
on the
test
dev
actually
server,
sending
the
to the
same.
courts? You're using the video, David. You're like a kid who's like, "Hey, mom, look, mom, look."
There's utility.
So okay, maybe? Well, this is something we can just table. Well, ooh, okay.
So here where it says in the name, the URL, if it has apps dev, that means on the dev server. I noticed that one that you were sharing, it didn't say docassemble.ma virtual court. It said playground7.ma virtual court.
Yeah.
Which means that link was from somebody's playground, which is not the install version on the server.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So those are the two parts.
Could
that
you drop that link
check
in the?
to make sure it doesn't say playground here. Sure.
Okay, thank you so much. The other thing is the cover letter, which I've just amended to include, like, this was filed by mass access, but and I'll drop that in the. Should I drop that in the main channel to see if anyone has any improvements, or just the admin channel? What do people think? Because I don't know if people are freezing now. Because,
To drop what? The cover sheet? To drop the cover sheet?
yeah.
The TRO? I think the main channel sounds good, but maybe flag a couple people. But I mean, Kate, right? Like, this might be something Kate can help
I'll
with.
do that.
And just because you know, maybe a little better, Kate, who would be good to flag.
For the housing court one?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to try and make one that was the one that I tried was more generalized. so that it was
I think-
not that
I
we
think
didn't have
that's
to tailor to every packet of forms that we had to do. That's just what I worked on. But let me drop it in the channel, and I'll flag the people that I think are important, and then if anyone has any comments, then that'll be fine. So that's all on the TRO. I think then does anybody else have any issues with it, or I mean, where do we stand on that? Can we just launch it? What has happened? What happens now? I don't know.
I think we can launch it as soon as we have
So I
the
think-
MOU signed. Which
Yeah, and we also want to make
MO,
sure
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed, where are we on that cover page?
I'm just going to send it on the Slack channel. I just made it. I removed I changed the format from a letter to just a fax cover sheet.
Which
I'm
channel are you
going to
throwing
drop
this
it in
in?
the channel after this call.
Okay.
The admin one. No, so not the admin one. The assembly line channel, and then I'll flag
Okay.
everybody that I think is important to see it. We can open it up for comments.
Sounds good.
But other than that, yeah, we're just waiting for the MOU.
Which there has been more emails exchanged.
Have we got any feedback on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Oh,
more emails
thank
exchanged.
goodness.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right, just more emails.
It's
back.
choppy.
Can you hear us? Okay. Okay, so then maybe, I mean, we're just really waiting for that MOU then, and the approval of the cover sheet, right?
That is
We
correct.
don't have a cover sheet for the user yet, but what? I've just realized that.
Is there a to-do
So
list? Does anyone?
the cover sheet for the user is going to look. Yeah. Can you hear me typing? Can you hear me typing? I don't know.
Beautiful.
So what should the user should receive something that's like a letter, or do they also get something that looks like the cover sheet?
So they should just get it should be, I think it should be instructions like, what do you do now, right? Or what next? So
Yeah.
they should expect
Yeah.
they should
I think that's
expect
exactly
to hear
right.
from the court,
Yeah.
right? But I think it would just be instructions. I mean, you could be a letter, dear
Yeah,
user, but you could just say instructions for this package.
Yeah, I agree with Caroline.
So
I
let
think
me
it's like
suggest something.
Instructions
because
for cover letter.
this is-
on like have you ever used TurboTax?
let me just suggest something real quick. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
muted. Or
Nope,
maybe
we
I'm
got you.
delayed.
You are a
No,
little
sorry,
delayed.
Michelle. We're just
Okay.
talking over you. It's a show.
Yeah, you're jumping.
So maybe for now we can say that a meeting about the TRO is needed. That there should be a meeting for the TRO. And for now we'll move on and see what other things need to be addressed. So we'll make the TRO needs a meeting to really finalize what needs to be done on it.
Wrap up
who
those
will
loose.
take that note down? Yes. Who
I'm
owns
There is
just
one
that stuff.
typo Michelle has spotted where it doesn't say it leaves out the word can. I can just go in and fix it. Come to do that.
So who owns the meeting for the TRO? Kate?
I own it.
Oh, Maeve owns it. Okay. So next, I think the testing.
Who needs
for
to
the
be in that meeting?
I should
who
probably
needs
be there.
Not David.
Yes. I nominate
Okay.
David. I nominate Quentin.
Who else do we nominate?
I can
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
that's
read
an
an article that said 5 is the optimum number of people for a Zoom call. So
so
we'll stick with 4. It's fine. Okay, so we'll schedule a meeting for that to see what needs to be wrapped up. If anybody else wants to jump on, we'll also let them know about that meeting. But yeah, okay. Next up,
And-
209A.
right.
Just before you hop off the 209A, Maeve, just so you know, Quentin, you put the link to the TRO in the 209A channel. Just
Oh,
so
that doesn't
if
make a
you're
lot of
looking
sense, does
for
it?
it's in the other channel.
Quentin.
Let me delete that. All right, that makes your.
I've just clicked on it already. Thank God. So okay.
I'll put it on the main assembly line channel.
Thanks, Quentin. Thanks for bringing that up, Caroline. Okay, 209A. 209A.
So child support.
I saw maybe yeah, so you said child support. The other thing I wanted to speak about was Caroline's the defendant. Was it the page 2? The relationship with the defendant. That thing.
That's page 1. It's part
page
of.
1.
It's part of. There are two pretty complicated parts on page 1. One is the defendant relationship, and the other one is the plaintiff under 18 with an assistant. And I kind of got hung up on the whole GitHub pulling stuff last week. So Michelle spent a lot of time helping me organize it. And I was ready to go to push it this morning, and I don't know what happened. So I've got to work on that, break that down again. But I don't know. I don't understand why it broke, because it was working fine on my server. So I thought it might be something with the courts, but nobody was working at 6:30 this morning, I don't think. So I don't know what it is. So I have to.
I slept super late. I'm so sorry. I wish I'd been on then, but
No, it's all right. No, I just work early, but yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. And then all my translations are broken on Mass Legal Help, so I'm kind of going crazy. But the plaintiff under 18 needs to be done, and really we need to get those two pulled in, because you can't really do language on pages 1 and 2 without those things working properly.
So you're saying we just want to merge those changes so you can keep going on the rest of it, Caroline? Is that right?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to merge it if it's something in the pages that's broken. So I have to go through and do that. I'm torn between things on Mass Legal Help breaking and getting that thing done. So I guess I'll just try and go back to that and get that figured out. But so there are a couple of other little things. Maybe this isn't a 209A meeting, right? So I should reserve the little things.
The weeds things should be reserved for. We'll have a similar meeting to the one that we'll do with the TRO.
Okay.
Which will be a wrap up. I don't know if everyone agrees with that.
I don't think it's going to be a wrap up. I think so. You know how you guys keep talking about the sprints and the marathons. You know, I was a competitive runner for years, and I ran middle distance.
What's the middle distance?
And there's a lot of fartlek in training. So if you want to use these running metaphors, I think that's what we're doing.
Fair. Well, we'll just talk about it when non-runners are around in that case.
Right. Except when I went to Cornell and they called the 800 meters a dash. And I thought, since when is 800 meters a dash?
Yeah. This might be middle distance. It's true.
I think it's definitely middle distance.
So the things that are like, you know, nitty gritty, perhaps we can, I agree with you, Caroline, it's not a wrap up meeting, but it'll be a specified 209A meeting.
Yeah.
So we don't go too deep into that at the moment.
And
we've got about 10.
Are you guys, somebody's showing it again this week. Is it on Wednesday? It's being demoed again to DV advocates or safe plan?
I don't think we have a clear date.
Oh, all right. Maybe I'm just getting my weeks mixed up. Okay.
No, but we do want to have a meeting with DV advocates this week.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think it would be good to get these little bits in, because they care about language, and to have it be in the right order. And Kate thought I'd missed out something completely because it was broken. No, it wasn't broken, but we just didn't push the right button.
I might have been pressing something wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the weeds, but just generally, what are you trying to do with the under 18 stuff?
Oh, well, the thing is, I think you and I talked about a couple of the screens for the language. So rather than sending people to 258E, and the other thing is the order, some of it is you're filling out, you're doing this for somebody else. So you're going to, you know, the language is, pretend that you're answering for this person. If they're not a parent, guardian, or advocate, then they get kicked out, but it's referred to an advocate. It's just mostly the language, and then I was messing around with the order, so it made more sense.
Okay, yeah, I was just I wasn't sure if you were trying to like add in the more complicated analysis rather than just.
Oh, no,
Okay, cool.
no. I was just, because what happened was Quentin and I were working on it the weekend before last, and somehow we just missed out the whole section on under 18s. So I needed to get that back in. And I did that. That was less complicated than the plaintiff-defendant relationship, but I just couldn't figure out how to get it. It was a complication with GitHub and pushing. So that didn't get where it needed to go. So, and now there's some other weird thing. I don't know why it won't push, but it's sitting there. It's been ready for like 2 weeks to go. So, and then we can work on the language. So all my questions are 209A specific questions right now. So I don't think we need to talk about it in the big.
Well, I know that Michelle has been a star in trying to organize, the test is for the 209A. We're going to have a group meeting about that. Michelle, I'm looking at the thing. It looks like it's going to be at 3 today.
Well,
the testing meeting's at 3?
Sure. Yeah, the tester meeting. But this is about like how we're going to run the tests and what tests we're going to try and prioritize and what needs to do to get tests ready. So who is able to help prepare tests. So it's not like
it seems like 7 people are
like, and what does that test look like? Oh, that's awesome.
7 people are in for that 3 o'clock, and I can also make that 3 o'clock. I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock.
So, and I would possibly, if I get a chance to talk with you, Maeve, and talk about some of the like changes that I was thinking, and guidelines I was thinking of making for the form and recording those, not like writing those down. Writing those
let me
down.
just get my time codes.
Did you guys do a training or a video about how to write tests?
We did, but it I recorded it.
It was really early on in the process.
Great. It
wasn't work.
Yeah,
we're still figuring out a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And so many things are changing in the testing because I just think we did that video too early. We did the session too early as well. So we were trying to figure stuff out as well.
I have to go. I have a client emergency.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, Kate.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck. Family law, yay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Caroline, we will. I mean, for what it's worth, I can send you that, but I just don't think it's worth wasting any time on.
It was just because of the 2 things I did that are just one condition on top of one condition inside of another condition next to another condition. It seems to me that when you're writing this, coding this stuff, that would be a good. The coder would be helpful. What you need tested, right? Those things. So it might make sense to just make some notes. As we go, because I know what I need tested, and then I was going round and round, and it was like, try this, try that.
Would you be free at 3 o'clock to?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of joining when you're talking about that. Then.
I just want to quickly do a conversion here. So 3 p.m. Okay, yeah. So I've got a meeting for something else I'm working on at 2. So Michelle, maybe we could do something. How long do you think we need? We can do something at 1:30.
Probably. I mean, we always go longer, but it'll get something done. So
we can actually just, the second that we get off this call, we can just go into our call actually. Perfect. If you're free. Yeah. And then Caroline, you can jump. We'll drop the link in the channel, and I'll at you so that you can see the link, especially.
Okay, thanks.
And then we'll also just report back on the main channel.
About, I don't think you'll be interested in what we're talking about, but that's, you're still.
You can have it on in the background like a podcast. And then
yes, exactly.
You can carry on working, and then you can, if something happens, if something piques your interest, you can jump.
I'm so good at multitasking.
Caroline, if you want to take notes on what you're having trouble with, and then later, if you can't work on it, it might be easier for someone to pick it up.
Okay.
So if you can take notes on what's specifically going on.
Right now I'm just trying to get it pushed to the thing.
Well, on what the problem is and like where you suspect it is or something like that, right? Like some more information than just there's something wrong with it, right? Like currently I don't know.
Yeah, no, we don't want to talk about that now, right?
Right. So
We've
Yeah.
got about 4 minutes left. Is there anything, maybe Lily, do you have anything that you need to talk about specifically?
Hi. Just want to quickly report that since last week, after I figured out how to do a sample and like multi-user signature, I tried to incorporate into my long interview, and I encountered 2 unexpected issues. Eventually, I figured how to do it. The whole thing, if anyone is interested in the details, I posted a question to the regular Dr. Symbol Slack channel. So if you go to the question channel, you can find it.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to actually just forward that or copy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do that.
So now, right now, I have only just some formatting issues. Then I can wrap up my
Oh, fantastic.
project. Yeah.
That would be great.
But, yeah, I was thinking of helping you guys, but also right now, Karen found some mystical help issues, translation issues. So I think that's more urgent. So I will work on that first.
Sure.
And then also,
That sounds good.
she mentioned something. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to talk for you. I want you to say it.
Karen mentioned something about addenda. So I just have a question. Do you have situations where you're thinking about adding multiple addenda files?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right,
Okay.
Lily. If you had, it sounds like you have a lot of things on your plate, but if you had time, but the next 2 things I think we need to finish that are just greenfield for this 209A are addenda for maybe 7 forms. We have 1 done. I don't remember if all of the other ones could use an addenda or not, but up to 7 more. And then review screens, which those are the 2 different things that need to be done.
Review screens. Okay, so
now about addenda, are you talking about one interview using multiple addenda files, or are you talking about each addenda file is needed for a separate package?
There's separate addenda that need to be made for the different packages.
Same package. Okay. So
Yeah,
in that
For
case,
the same package might just have 1 addenda. I don't know how long we want to make the addenda, but
well, I was thinking that I don't know how the court uses it, and Kate is off the call. She would probably answer best, but I'm thinking we should keep the addenda with the form, the PDF that we're generating for each separate original PDF should get its own addendum, I think. So it's easy for the court to locate the information if they separate it into different places.
Does each field need its own addenda, or
No.
No, each form.
1 per page of the PDF. Or not, I mean, some of the PDFs are 2 pages, but I think hopefully that clarifies it enough. Of the 8 different forms that you need to fill out in this big package, each one could get its own addendum.
So Lily, go, jump in now.
Okay. Okay, let's just go one thing at a time. Let's say if you have one form that has different content that needs to be included into addenda file, I was thinking then in that case, you can just condition those different contents in the same addenda file. You don't need to use multiple addenda files. Now, if you have different forms that generate different packages or different outputs, in that case, I would say you can condition your final screen where the final output is presented, so that you can, in your template, you would have, let's say, 2 separate addenda files, but that condition can be done in the code where you are calling the final screen. That final screen is conditioned. So that's one thought. Another point I want to say is that I have tried to, let's say I had a PDF template, then I had a addenda 1 file, and then I have another one, and I try to condition when I combine the main form with the addenda file, I use this PDF concatenate function. But for that function, when I provide the addenda file name, I try to use code to say, okay, in this case, use addenda file 1. In the other case, use addenda file 2. When I did that, the final output did not include any of those doc file. I didn't get any error. So it seems like there's some limitation there. So that's just my general thoughts.
That's helpful. I have to sign up for another call, but I do have some ideas about that, Lily. One is that I was helping somebody with a similar issue today. Might be unrelated, but it sounds like it could be the same thing, where in the attachment code, it may not trigger asking the questions that are needed for a separate attachment. So I don't know if you already made sure those variables were defined in the addendum.
No, in my case,
not, it
it's
could have
all
caused a problem.
answered. It's all answered. It's just
Everything was answered that you needed.
yeah,
okay.
Everything was answered.
Then I know you can do that inside the attachment code, but I usually do it in a standalone code block and generate a DA file that way. So that might be another solution, which is to do the PDF concatenate in a code block rather than doing it in the
Attachment block.
No, the code actually is a separate block.
It's a separate attachment block. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something you can definitely do. I do that in other places, so we can talk about it. I can look at it with you sometime. But I'm going to sign off, but I hope you guys can still continue.
Great, thanks.
Bye.
Oh, you're muted.
We're still alive.
Sorry. Okay.
We're down to the ideal number for Zoom calls, right?
Guys, let's see if our productivity is optimized.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think if at some point we have to work without Quentin, I didn't completely understand the explanation. What would help me is not even an example of Jinja, but just an example of what you're suggesting. So like you have one PDF and this situation, right? Like wireframes. So it'd be a fake, like in this scenario, this has this, and in that scenario, just so you can see the documents. But it sounds like Quentin doesn't need that. So
yeah, I thought Lily, I thought you said that you could do one addenda file for all the PDFs. That's what I thought.
Yes, that was my point 1, where I said you can just use one addenda file to condition.
Right, but you were talking about multiple docs that you pull in. So that was where I misunderstood what you were saying this morning. That's all.
Sure.
I thought it was one big long doc, you see, docx, not with different docx files.
Right. That's a different scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
So very abstract. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, ideally, I was thinking, okay, after I wrap up my mind, I would just go into this addenda thing and explore different scenarios and which one works, which one doesn't work, and then write them down so that other people can look at it and use one.
Yeah. You don't even have to write the code for them. You could just mock them up, right? Fake ones that
right.
Like,
I mean, to write down like kind of instructions or whatever explanation, so that they can, when they read it, they understand what's going on or what.
And then once we decide what we need, like what would be the best fit, then would come writing. I mean, and if you're willing to write that, I don't know if that's what you're offering, but.
Yeah. Actually, I think that would be something I would do.
Okay, that would be wonderful. All right.
We can talk more after. I mean, next time when Quentin is back, so we know what he wants.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm just very conscious of the time, and I wanted to talk to Michelle about the testing before we have a testing meeting, and I said I'm pretty sure about that hour blocked off from 2 to 3. So. I think if there's nothing else that we need to add today, can we wrap this up and then we can reconvene on Slack and talk tomorrow?
That makes sense to me.
Good. Thank you.
And mark your calendars for Casual Friday.
That's right.
I'm so excited. It was really such fun, really, guys. Lily, if you weren't there on Friday.
Yes, you need to come in on Casual Friday.
It's where we take off our suits and we change into
I
our
stopped
fun
recording.
pajamas.
That's right.
All right, I
And
have
And
to,
we just
I have to
chat. We
witness
just
one
say
time.
hi.
we just chat and we just learn about each other, and it's really fun. It's like a little bit of an unwind.
Yeah,
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, it
Wonderful.
was a lot of fun. We've got so much to hear about Michelle and Caroline. I feel like we heard all about Quentin and David.
That was great.
I know everything.
And me.
I know-
I'm
We've
now
got
getting
something
new
to hear
things from
about.
Caroline with her running past here. I think it's
I
nice.
know.
True.
A lot of
There's
fun
Like
stuff
little
to get out.
lots to
tidbits.
plumb there. Those depths.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let's put that in our calendars.
Yeah. All right, everybody. It was
All right.
lovely to
Cheers,
talk.
all.
Michelle, I'll drop you a link in our
See you
chat.
tomorrow.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.